gotta be like, all right, Polaris, you need to start considering about like a nullifier builder. You're gonna have some big issues with dealing with the Necrophos as the game goes on. Sure, Mystic Flare is nice to be able to blow him up, but you need a way to get rid of the Ghost Shroud. And Polaris say, screw you. Let's just go straight into the Arc Warden. Give Thompson, a little treatment as well, because he too likes the Arc Warden. So we'll see how he can fare this game against it.
I mean, he just wanted to make sure he secured that range creep and didn't get them denied. Like I was saying before, it's all about just getting that early farm, that early experience, making sure the axe is set up to have a great game. And that's why Zeph is always positioning himself towards the biangle. He always wants to make sure that he's in a position to be able to prevent that farm from happening.
And top lane, here we go. Finally, they're going to move towards Evolution. He's got the X's in, ready to rock and roll for our first kill and our first ultimate of the game, as Cuckoo will be able to TP out before secures the kill onto Zephyr. And now they can put some pressure into the tier 1 tower top. We got a couple of creeps.
The Vanguard finished up on Force. That's a plus side.
The TP behind Thompson. It's just the Primal Beast. Not too much pressure is going to be put onto the Morphling for the moment. They do get the silence out. The attribute shift's going to be there fast enough. Thompson can reposition with the waveform, but it's going to be a Cuckoo to turn it around in the team fight. The side is there to secure the kill onto AU, the first charge of the game. But now you don't have the ultimate to deal with the Death Prophet, but it does not matter as Thompson blows him up with the maxed out point in the waveform. This is a gigantic team fight for T1. They get 2 kills, and now they can go back and claim some of the stack as well. A great movement coming up from T1 early.
Point available if he wants to put it into the silence. Let's see if he's in a position to go onto the Morphling.
Bottom lane, that's where the play is going to be coming out shortly. Zephyr's got level 6 hooked up, ready with the hook shot. On nearby as well. Only 1 point in the tombstone, but they are ready to fight on T1. They're going to go for Natsumi instead. A beautiful angle from Zephyr. Slides on forward, catching out Natsumi in the lane. And now they can look to put some damage into the tier 1 tower. They've got the catapult feeding onto the jungle, so Wymon's going to be up to the duty of trying to kill off the creeps to bring the catapult down to help out with the push.
It's going to be trying to read Lelouch's positioning. Do they know? Do they have some kind of kill attempt that they're going to be looking to go for? Might even be baiting Natsumi in this lane a little bit, but he's
some movement out, and now Zephyr's going to be able to get the jump in as well. Thompson off to the left side, can easily follow up, and that's not the blink reveal you're looking for at all on Polaris.
Because you have the Death Prophet that's going to be able to provide you with a little bit of push. Go for another kill attempt here. Tumbler's Toy mid into Mystic Flare.
White great positioning. He's able to find the chop off, and they don't have enough damage to chop him down, so Cuckoo's going to get some health back to the mode, but Lelouch, he's charging onto the tier 1 tower. The side is not enough to secure the kill, but with Ana moving on over to join the team fight, he will slowly be able to bring down the Death Prophet. Polaris, they don't have the capability of joining the DP underneath the tier 1 tower, so once again T1, they will waste another exorcism usage out of the Death Prophet and also the blink from Force. Polaris, they have to be perfect, and DD is going to make that much easier. Smoke will pop though, so they see Thompson in the river.
Almost feels like you have to go first on the Primal Beast to try and fight White One just to start the fight.
Already moving to great Force. What a jump! He gets the claw, the damage is just not there. Thompson's repositioned, the Morphling's going to be okay. They'll kill off 2 members on Polaris, and now they'll swarm towards the remaining members' location as AU stuck inside the pit, aside to bring him down. And it's all tier 1's ball game now. 3 kills into the Aegis advantage.
Add that on top of the Aegis, and I mean, how close are we to these Lotuses? I feel like that's the only thing we're waiting for.
Force gets a jump, it's on to Arnold. The burst going to be enough. Okay. Very, very big pickoff. That's thanks to the ward on the cliff. Around the triangle, they were able to scout out Arna's position. I was just singing the praises of T1, saying that Polaris were doing a really good job to pull them across the map, but we were seeing no mistakes out of T1 until now. They don't have really the capability just to call their attention on killing off a tombstone. He doesn't get the blink jump. Another hook shot from Zephyr. Perfect target. They catch out Lelouch, but the damage isn't there for the moment. Lelouch has an opportunity to turn it back around thanks to the BKB. No one's died. Oh my lord.
No one's died, and more importantly, they didn't actually pop the Exorcism, so they could look to go back in. They've still got a lot of this damage. Just the 20 seconds left. Well, but the Mystic Flare being available again, maybe just being a little bit more conscious about fighting around this tombstone that one is trying to keep healthy, but Magnetic Field still.
The follow-up's going to be there. Thompson, forced up in. Wavebomb as well. Thompson knows no fear for the hook. Zephyr close on 3. Scythe onto the axe, but he's going to buy back. They're going to look to rejoin the fight. T1, they have to respect the base defense out of Polaris. And look at them not overcommitting. The discipline onto T1. They will not continue with the dive. They're going to back up as soon as they see the buyback out of force and go for the objectives.
Rockthrow trying to do his best to push it out, but what are they waiting for? Maybe feels like 6 seconds.
That's up the core with the Mystic Flare. They're going to try and pull up on. Are they able to do so before? That's a dieback on your axe. That's all the initiation out of Polaris, and now they're in trouble. It's Thompson. He's still got the Aegis. A waveform into the middle, but the Pulverizer to the turnaround. Thompson, he looks unkillable at the moment. Another Grave into the heal up. They might be able to deal with the first side, but look at the Satanic lifesteal. Thompson back in fighting shape. They'll charge him. The stun control might be enough this time, but as soon as I say that, Thompson's back up to full health. They only tickled the beast, and onto the tier 4 towers they go.
That was without even the active on the Satanic as well. He was just right-clicking. That's how strong he is, along with that Paladin sword. He'll end up dropping. You've got 2 minutes left on the Aegis, so you don't want to expend it. And yep, there we go. Pops the Satanic, full HP again. Once more, you don't have the axe, you don't have the damage. As Ana, he's putting himself out there. Fall back. Can't die. He's got his beak here.
We're looking at the Aegis for another minute 30, so plenty of time still to stick in the base, and Thompson's going to make another call to try and beat onto the T4 tower, so no big force on without the hands of the axe. It's very difficult for Polaris to get that initiation. They can't even kill him, man. They can't even kill him. Mystic Flare, look at the voice line out of Thompson as well. Very cute indeed. Polaris just prodding their heads against the wall time and time again. But the Morphling takes the tier 4 down. The throne's exposed. No one is going to die in tier 1 on this last assault.
Last chance with the axe.
Is alive. That's an incredible job.
Damage
For the core, there's no damage there. T1 sustained is too much for Polaris to handle. What a well-executed game 1 coming out from Dire. The throne will not fully. Let's see, it's going to be an incredible jump to stall this one out. It has to be perfect, and it's only onto the Morphling. They haven't even killed off the first life. The amount of times I've said that through this team fight. Oh my lord. Finally. How can they set up for round 2? Instant Silence, Pulverize. They might have the damage. No way. They finally get him. And AU's going to try and charge into Ana as well. Who's locked inside the base.
That's a dieback.
Dieback, I believe, on Ana. And now Cuckoo as well is stuck in no man's land. So Polaris,
He doesn't have dieback.
Another day.
Say
They're going
die.
to see him under the ward shortly. He goes for this next wave. They might be able to catch him out.
Should
The
see the
opportunity here for Polaris.
That was the real Natsumi as well.
You see him again. He's on the board. Force gets to top. The Mystic Flare up with the burst potential to chain control. It needs to be perfect. And they're coming down throughout the Great Thompson. Out to the left. Back in with the BKB. And the Morphling's okay. Now Polaris. How can they continue to take the team fight? They don't have the damage to deal with the Morphling. Now that he's back up to full health, Thompson can stand his ground. Beat onto Polaris. They've even got Ana nearby too. 4,400 health on the Undying. Just choking down one member after the next. As T1 has survived the last attempt. And now they can walk it down to close out game 1.
Can they not just wait for a mistake to come out from Polaris? You've got Megas
Oh, that could be a mistake. Xavier's, he moves a little bit too far forward. Ana's going to be in with the right clicks. Tombstone dropped. And now with the throne exposed, T1, they could just make the call to deal with the buildings instead of the heroes. Ana, well, he wants more blood. He wants to stack up the decay. Protected with the BKB and the Lotus Orb for the moment. It's going to be cautious how low he falls, but the cheese using the Lotus Orb back for the moment, so Ana's going to be okay.
Throne's
Polaris
exposed.
will successfully retreat inside the base, but the throne's falling fast. Bubble will buy them some time, some valuable seconds.
Stubble available again. They got 5 with the Octarine. Want to be spamming out these abilities off cooldown. If they can get it, they found Thompson.
Beautiful force stuff once again out to the right side. Thompson's going to be alright. They've been able to reposition. They need to keep their eyes towards the throne because it's falling low with the creep. Thompson, he can just waveform in. A bubble once again along with the glyph. They'll kill off Zephyr, but they need more heroes down in the grave. Force is going to try and find an angle to the middle along with AU, but no way to protect the throne. Thompson, he'll waveform in, killing off Natsumi, who's got a buyback, but there's creeps inside the base. Not enough heroes for Polaris to defend, and in the end, it'll take them 53 minutes, but T1 will be able to take a game 1 in our lower bracket finals. Being able to kind of start fights, is it a little bit different now with the Marcy being played as a 3 instead of a support?
No, not really, to be honest. I mean, to me, this is the exact same situation as last game, where you've just got so much emphasis on Force needing to have a good start to the game. I feel like it'll be a bit easier unless they go for some kind of lane swap here on T1, because it's probably going to be the Undying into the Skywrath Mage, which of course Undying doesn't really like, especially if it's a support. Got the Helm of Iron Will at least for some of that regen coming through.
Over up top, Lelouch has enough mana for the Laguna Blade. Whitemon's gonna at least be able to get the Tombstone out before he dies of Whitemon. They don't even get the kill on the Undying in our T1. They can move towards the Lelouch at the mouth of the pit as Thompson finds first blood on the Arc Warden. Then it's going to come down to the importance of Polaris being able to get on top of the Arc Warden, because I do think they have answers in the Chrono. At least against the Void's damage, but it's going to be the question of the magic damage. And speaking about the Arc Warden, Thompson getting very aggressive this game, making early maneuvers with Zephyr into the jungle. Lelouch has a third fight also to play with another round of the Spark Wraith will connect. They're doing an incredible job to slow down the Lena's game. It does feel like it's going to be very similar here for Polaris, where it just comes down to their pickup potential. We might see that be the case as top lane Force, but look at the bait. Ana, they were already in the tree line. He gets the double chrono. Now Tempest double will join the party. They'll target down the Skywrath Mage first, and now they can look to avoid Force. However, he's able to bring down Ana before they secure the kill. Some incredible Ana toggles from Force. He'll do it again. The Marcia will reign supreme throughout the skirmish. Beautifully done from Force. Some individual brilliance, and that's what they need to net them apart from the lads on T1.
I thought he was about to die to those to that creep wave between the armlet toggle after that all, but no, fantastic play coming through from him. It was a great bait as well coming through from Ana.
It's gonna be in some trouble top, I think.
Radiant's bottom tower
TP'd in one, and Zephyr's under cover of the Invis. He does have the lead, so the Sky behind her at the moment. He might be able to get a rebound target to back to safety, but the chain control is perfect from T1 alone with the damage. This will open up bottom now, as Cuckoo's also going to be in some trouble. Oh no, they missed the stun though. Will not have the opportunity to be able to TP out. The curse can always stop that. Oh no! Lord. Let's see if he goes for a TP out. I think they'll still have the damage to get the kill afterwards. It looks like they will. Cuckoo's not even going to make the attempt. They might lose AU. Braves will buy him some time, but in the end, at least they get the T1 tower here for Cuckoo.
Seems to be the case, as triple smoke coming through here from T1. Cuckoo
is under attack.
The art of the bait, right? Just putting yourselves in this super vulnerable position that isn't exactly so.
Look at the vision they have on T1. The Hawk and the lane scouts them out. They're just going to go on the tree line, force down to the south, and the TP from AU. They want to fight, but T1, they brought the numbers to the skirmish. They will hold back AU for the moment. A Curse going to be able to cover the retreat. Do they consider about going back in on Polaris instead? It's going to be the Arc Warden that gets the kill, and they won't even have to commit to try and help out. Now Natsumi with the song, can he catch up to Cuckoo? Now with the bonus movement speed, he will be able to close the distance, and Lelouch can fall with the LSA as well. Cuckoo attempts to drive the shot this with the roar, but it's not going to be there fast enough, as Polaris beautifully done. They bring the numbers to take the skirmish, they find a 2-for-1 trade, and can now look to take the tier 1 tower.
Let's see Ana, he just TP back bottom again. He wants to use the Midas, but it might be his undoing.
Oh, Mystic Flare is going to be up shortly as well for the extra burst, but they're instantly TPing down. They need to keep Ana alive, and they will.
Is under attack.
Misstep from Polaris at the start. Not going to be able to net them another kill. Finally, they'll D-ward. They've got a lane ward, though. Might catch T1 off guard. So see
I don't know. It's like there's a lot of T1 reinforcements here.
They're going to jump in. Straight towards Ana. They go with the Mystic Flare. They won't even need it. Force has got too much damage out of the Unleash. Now they're going to chase down more. As AU, no messing around. A Curse for Whitemon. A Laguna Blade as well for good measure. Why not drop a couple of ultimates just to do the mental damage? Oh, they're just baiting. Look at the turnaround from Zephyr. They terrorize onto 2. The Curse Crown as well for good measure. Natsumi considering with the ultimate, but he doesn't get it off. He pump faked the song, and Ana's going to be in with the corner. chronosphere. The bashes into the boards. The tank control is ever so perfect from T1.
We saw from the Mjolnir on T1 on Thompson, right?
Oh no, Anna showed it. Natsumi instantly with the Song of the Siren, and the TPs are coming out. They've finally caught the pesky bug that has been a nuisance in their side. AU needs the vision, and they'll find it. They were waiting with the curse, anticipating was going to try and BKB TP out, and they'll stop that in its tracks, and now they can look to put some pressure onto the T2 tower and, you know, more than likely claim all the outer towers. They see AU under the observe ward. They are smoked from T1, but it feels like the Wyvern really isn't that ideal pick-off for them.
No, but it does mean that if you use the Beastmaster Hawk, then you can find a better target, right? And then you're really not as worried about dropping the Chronosphere. All the while that AU is playing away from the team, just like, well...
choke point. That's a lot of vision. Arna, they're all grouped up, but the Chrono, it's on to 2. The Wyvern's not going to be nearby to protect him. Force tried to jump in to chuck him out, but he wasn't able to do so. Arna, though, is going to be cautious. A time walk out to the right side. The BKB will hold him back for the moment. The bashes from Force locks him into place. Arna still has a time walk to play with, but the BKB's expired, so now they can get on top of the Faceless Blade and bring him down. And meanwhile, they've lost out Thompson as well. All the cores are crumbling on T1, and now they'll finally deal with Whitemon as well in the backline at Polaris. They're just too far ahead. T1, they don't have the answer to them. Look at the illusions. Just almost like a small wall around the triangle, protecting Polaris for their ultimates to come back. And now Radiant, the Lucius very far on the front line. Ana's gonna be there. Natsumi, he doesn't have the song once again, but the terrorist fall as well. They might finally be able to kill off the Lina. As Ana secures the first kill, they're even gonna look to buy it, but what a curse on the back line. Holding 3 into place to buy them time to now to address the Faceless Blade issue. They haven't got it on top of Thompson though. The Arcwarden still playing inside the river, starting to stack up the damage. Lelouch, you're gonna be cautious. You just fought back. For the BKB, he can fly himself out to safety, but Thompson doesn't have the same capability as Natsumi locks onto his target. Can now try and get the ensnare out onto the TPing out Undying, but will just be a little bit too late.
It's like T1. It's too much. They're down a core. 6 lives essentially running at them.
They're going to try and blow up the first life without committing too heavily. Look at the jump in from Force, so straight on Thompson's location. They kill the Arc Warden, it's game. And Thompson's down, that's a dieback. And now Force is going on for more. What a incredible Marcy performance coming through from the offlaner and Polaris. I've been incredibly impressed with how he's been able to start these fights time and time again for the boys on Radiant. And it looks like we'll all be getting a Game 3 out of this series.
Mentioned that he would just need to do a little bit too much to be able to pull it off for them, and I mean, he has delivered in spades. They're going to try for this last defense coming through. Terrorize keeps getting pumped back. They want to try and wait for Ana to be respawning. Maybe now they need to use that Terrorize. Just a little bit of time. She lacked the damage, still the curse again.
Beautiful curse to close this one out as Polaris taking Game 2. I'm incredibly impressed. I said it towards the end, but I felt like Force was a big reason of why they were able to take this game.
I feel like this TA's game hasn't exactly been enabled.
I'm a bit concerned that they can get on the Zeus in this game. I think Thompson, he plays a formidable Zeus. You mentioned TI winning hero for him, but we saw what the Marcy is going to be able to do a little bit different in this game in particular, because not a position 3 Marcy, so maybe won't have as many items to play aggressively, but the Pangolier should have a pretty free game as well.
60 damage just on its own, so really easy now to be able to get these last hits and not necessarily rely purely on the Earthshaker to be able to do that. Off the side, Ana is actually getting focused down here, and there we go, the strong lane. As soon as they hit level 2, we're able to go for these kills, and just leveled up on Xavius as well. Actually go into the full Wraith Pact as that first item, because they have plenty of ways to be able to interrupt the Black Hole for now. All about the push, that's what you need.
Both of the Wither Bruins going to be in some trouble. Xavius up top will go down with the Thunder God's Wrath, and meanwhile to the bottom one, Lelouch this time will convert with the use of the Rolling Thunder. Now they're even going to look to try and take a stack away. It's just a double stack of the hard camp, nothing too crazy. You can see all the lines are drawn on the map. I'm like, come on, dude.
Bot lane, you got Blink Dagger.
Alright, they find him. A big jump from Cuckoo onto the PL, but there's no damage. Natsumi's okay, he's still gotta be cautious. The threat of the Thunder God, but Arna might be in trouble. Steps too far forward, Lelouch can bounce back with the help of Whitemon nearby though, but Arna's on the wrong side of the fissure. Xavius was able to drag him away, but there's no kills occurring down bottom as everyone gets out, but maybe Cuckoo can chase down Xavius. They know that the Marcy TP down bottom, so they'll look to dive out the tower. It will make him work for it, but in the end, that's gonna be Thompson that gets the kill. It's up to a killing spree, but look at the move from Polaris. Instantly to mid lane they go to try and take the T1 tower, and they could potentially get the kill as well onto Zephyr. He's got the Echo Slammer already. Gonna be able to drop it onto two heroes, but with no one else nearby. That is a wasted Echo Slam out of Zephyr.
I mean, for sure, the timing they're playing for is the hard.
Look at the blink from Lelouch. It's a decent start, but they don't get to bounce back off the Thompson. At least the Polaris going to be able to hold him inside the river. Xavier's going to try and fall with the damage as well, but Thompson's still alive for the moment till Force. Jumps in, gets him elephant. The answer from Cuckoo's not enough. They'll be able to charge him down, and now without the back rider, along with the Zeus, it's easy pickings for the rest of Polaris. As Lelouch can close the distance onto Whitemon, and this could open up the pit now for Polaris. All right, smoke off from Polaris. Let's see where they can get out of this. They see Arna farming in the lane down bottom. We will have Whitemon connecting shortly. Whitemon's in a great spot to pop the smoke. Great positioning out of the Omni Knife, but still Lelouch. He's going to try and target down the Templar Assassin instead because they've got the Black Hole follow-up solo onto Arna, but that's all they needed. The first ultimate of the game nets them a big kill, which will now open up the T1 tower.
That rider, of course, still miles away from being able to get into the Aether lens, let alone the Octarine core.
Lelouch is going to get away.
All right,
great pickoff for T1 to find. A big streak over to Thompson. 606 gold. A little bit of gold as well into Cuckoo's bank.
Gives him the Aether lens. That'll be a nice little pickup for Thompson.
And a blink now. It's a pretty decent timing from Zephyr, honestly. Shard and blink at 21 minutes. Cuckoo's going to find another kill. So just Polaris bleeding a couple lives across the map, even though they got the kill previously on Arna. They've got to try and give them some information. Natsu with the jump in, but Cuckoo, he doesn't get the initiation now. Cuckoo might be in some trouble. He's going to be protected with the BKB for a moment, but look at Lelouch just charging towards the backline, trying to create some chaos. It'll open up Xavius to move into the middle. They're onto Thompson, but he's going to be fine. A Guardian Angel buying some time so Thompson can reposition. They'll kill off Xavius. Meanwhile, Cuckoo's stuck on the high ground. But it looks like the Bat Rider, he too will be fine as well. A great fight from T1. They only get the kill. Okay, well, Cuckoo goes down as well. But I'm quite impressed with T1 and how they're able to delta split away from that team fight. Dude. They have the Rolling Thunder back up. They used it previously, I believe, with the Arcane from Lelouch. Have it back available for this team fight. Next, Roche is going to be spawning shortly as well. They're looking at charging forward. That's a big pickoff. They get the Earthshaker. It's a lot of their stun control in the middle of the fight.
Thompson, that's even better.
To the Omni Knight instead. They're onto the Whitemon Omni, but they might not be able to bring him down. Instantly utilizing the ultimate. It's going to give him enough coverage, but up to the right. Forces in. What a disastrous black hole. As T1 have got no response. The ultimate to secure the team fight is dire. They need to get out. You can't lead back into the middle now. It's Polaris. They'll come out on top once again and more than likely secure the pit.
Aeon disc purchase coming out from Lelouch, making him survive during the middle of that team fight. He went onto the back lines and on it. He was pretty good with the right.
To Marcy. Yuki's going to get the jump as well to the Shadow Deer, but now Natsumi's showing up. A great lead from Thompson up to the high ground. This who's going to be able to reposition. Cuckoo protected for the moment with the BKB as well, but he's got some difficulties with escaping because as soon as the BKB expires, they'll close the distance and secure the kill. But Arna up to the north. He's having a free fight for the moment. Zephyr's going to fuck him with the Echo Slam as well, but there's no damage follow-up. As Polaris once again doing an incredible job thanks to the banishment from AU, buying them enough time to retreat.
They need a gem on Polaris. The only thing in my eyes is to keep them in this.
Dire's bottom tower is under
at the moment. Beautiful double vision. And they're going to be able to move in though with this start. T1 playing the distance. Arna's going to try and get the jump. The last right click, it's enough to get the kill. I tell you what, want to be able to bring down. They get Marcy's wall, but in the middle of the team fight, they're losing Natsumi. They're onto Cuckoo. It's not going to be enough damage because meanwhile, Ana is just ripping the backline apart. A triple kill for the Templar Assassin. It's going to move over towards the Pain Clear with the Blink back online. Ana gets an Ultra, and all of a sudden, T1 are back in this game 3. And no Echo Slam for this team fight.
Radiant's middle
wrap
tower
around.
is under attack.
They can catch AU, that'd be great. Really is hindering Cuckoo's effectiveness, but you can't go in first with the lasso onto the SD.
So it's gonna pop. So they want to look to jump. Marcy's away from the team, so once again, they're gonna lead him with the lasso to try and bring him down, but the damage isn't there. Lelouch, look at the rolling thunder, now the black hole! Onto 2, and it clicks the important target on Ana. Now they can look to clean up the members of T1, as one by one they go down, and Polaris have 0 casualties. What another incredible team fight coming out from Radiant, and now they can reap the rewards of the Roshan. They're trying to set up on the top side lane, but nice read once again from Lelouch. She's going to look to jump out, so that also gives Ana the level 25. He did go for the metal hit bash. Okay, very interesting. The main tops forces in. It's, oh no, they could devour as well, so they can't get the break. They won't be able to cancel the black holes again. Onto 2 goes the ultimate for the instant use of the buyback. T1, they need to get something out of the top, some buyback, but they're retreating. Instead, Cuckoo is out to the left. The lasso drag back with Ana nearby. They'll bring down Lelouch, and AO Disc will only delay it. So we're 1 for 1. Pop refresher.
Want to make this happen. They want to try and invade, go for the full wraparound. They should know that they're playing around. Immediate ping saying, get the hell out of here. We don't want to be able to give them a way to be able to come back into this game.
I'm on. You're very far on the front line. Same with Ana. They'll get the instance onto the real Phantom Lancer, but the chain control's not going to be there. As he moves over to the right side with the Echo Slam now. They're trying to... Oh, but the black hole of a lifetime! Force! Where's the damage zone? Natsumi's going to try and turn it back around and doppelganger targeting down Ana. They've got the real TA.
They got to get on top of
the kill, but Ana's going to buy back. He's going to try and rejoin the fight, but it might be too late. As Natsumi's too far. They don't have the answers to the PL. As now they can look to clean up. Ana bought back, and he might be sent to the grave for the final time this game. But a Fissure buying some valuable seconds, but they'll toss him back into the middle of the team fight. As Natsumi's locked onto his target. Ana's gone. No option as well. And look at Lelouch. It might be a rampage, and you bet it is. Natsumi, give him the double rampage, and that'll be it. What a team fight to send Polaris to the grand finals and get their rematch against Talon.